Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Slowly but surely, week after week, something has been unraveling inside Portia Robinson. To anyone on the outside, she still carries herself as a capable doctor, a wife, and a mother who tries to keep everything under control. But what's really happening behind those carefully arranged expressions is a story of quiet torment, a simmering unease that refuses to go away. Her descent isn't about one explosive moment of collapse. It's about the slow burn, the tiny cracks that grow wider, the whispers in the back of her mind that have started to feel louder than the world around her. Every look she casts toward Curtis is layered with both longing and suspicion. She wanted this marriage to be her safe haven, her reward after years of sacrifice. Instead, she finds herself questioning if he's really still hers, or if he's quietly pulling away, step by step. It's not the kind of thing anyone could easily point to. He doesn't scream, he doesn't cheat openly, but the distance is there, creeping in. Portia senses it even in the silence. A husband distracted, a husband who finds excuses to avoid intimacy, a husband whose eyes sometimes drift elsewhere. For a woman already plagued with insecurity, that's all it takes to light the fuse. Portia's greatest fear has always been exposure. Exposure of secrets, exposure of her own vulnerability, exposure of the possibility that she cannot control the people around her. Trina's paternity was the secret that defined her life for so long. When the truth came out, it nearly destroyed her relationships. She patched things together, but deep inside she knows the wound never healed. The guilt sits heavy in her chest. And guilt has a way of whispering poison. It tells her she deserves punishment. It tells her that everyone she loves will abandon her. That paranoia feeds into every single interaction. Now, with Curtis struggling in the aftermath of his shooting and paralysis, she thought they'd pull closer together. She told herself that their love would be stronger than the pain, stronger than the struggle. But instead of bonding, she feels him slipping into a world she can't quite touch. He seeks comfort in others. He pours energy into rebuilding his independence, but he doesn't always let her be the one who helps him. That leaves Portia standing at the doorway, watching her husband fight battles that she desperately wants to join, yet feeling like an outsider in her own marriage. Every time he turns to someone else for support, even if it's just a friend, it twists the knife deeper. And then there's the unspoken elephant in the room, Jordan. Curtis's history with Jordan is something Portia pretends doesn't bother her, but it gnaws at her relentlessly. Every casual interaction between them feels like a threat. Every time their paths cross, Portia reads between lines that may not even exist. Jealousy and mistrust cling to her like shadows. Curtis insists that his past with Jordan is over, but Portia's mind won't accept it. In her private thoughts, she plays scenes of betrayal over and over, almost convincing herself that they're real. At work, Portia still functions with precision. She treats patients, she consults with colleagues, she does everything expected of a doctor at General Hospital. But beneath that polished surface, her mind is racing. Exhaustion shows in the way she lingers too long on a chart, the way she forgets details she never would have overlooked before. She second-guesses decisions, and sometimes, when no one's looking, she closes her eyes a moment too long, trying to block out the noise in her own head. If anyone paid close attention, they'd see she's stretched too thin. But Portia won't admit weakness. She tells herself she has to hold it all together, because the moment she shows a crack, everything will collapse. Her relationship with Trina, once her greatest comfort, has also shifted. Trina is growing into her own person, making choices without needing her mother's guidance at every turn. For most parents, that's natural, even a point of pride. But for Portia, it feels like a loss. She used to be Trina's anchor, the one her daughter turned to first. Now, Trina confides in others. She goes to Spencer, she goes to friends, and though she still loves her mother, she doesn't depend on her the same way anymore. Portia feels that change is abandonment. The rational part of her knows it isn't, but paranoia twists the narrative. It tells her she's being left behind. The descent into madness rarely looks like the movies. It doesn't always involve screaming or dramatic breakdowns. Sometimes, it's a quiet shift in perception. Portia has started interpreting neutral words as insults, casual silences as rejection, simple mistakes as proof of betrayal. In her mind, everything confirms the fear she already holds. If Curtis is late, it must mean he's hiding something. If Trina is distracted, it must mean she doesn't love her enough. If a colleague challenges her at work, it must mean they're plotting against her. This is how the spiral tightens. Logic gives way to suspicion, and suspicion begins to feel like truth. Even her dreams betray her. Sleep no longer offers rest. Night after night, she's plagued by visions of losing Curtis, losing Trina, being abandoned in the sterile halls of the hospital where no one sees her pain. She wakes up with her heart racing, convinced the dream was real, and the lingering anxiety colors her entire day. Slowly, she's becoming a stranger even to herself. People around her notice the changes in subtle ways. Maybe they think she's stressed. Maybe they chalk it up to the pressure of work and family. But no one has quite realized the depth of her unraveling. That's the nature of the slow burn. It doesn't explode all at once. It simmers, gradually eroding stability until one day, the collapse feels sudden, even though it's been coming for a long time. Her interactions have grown sharper, more brittle. Curtis feels her watching him too closely, questioning him with an edge that wasn't there before. Trina senses the guilt trips hidden in her mother's words. Even Stella, with her keen insight, has started to wonder if Portia's obsession with control is getting out of hand. Yet Portia herself can't stop. The fear inside her demands action, demands control, demands that she do whatever it takes to keep her family together, even if her very efforts are the thing pushing them away. The tragedy of Portia's slow descent is that she isn't evil, she isn't malicious. She's a woman consumed by fear, guilt, and love that twists itself into desperation. In trying so hard to protect what she loves, she risks destroying it. That's the cruel irony of her journey. She believes she's fighting to hold on to Curtis and Trina, but in reality, her paranoia and controlling instincts could be the very things that drive them away. If the spiral continues unchecked, the consequences will be devastating. Portia might lash out at Jordan, accusing her of affairs that never happened. She might tighten her grip on Trina, suffocating her independence and straining their bond even further. She might even start making mistakes at work, letting her personal turmoil bleed into her professional life. Each small misstep will add to the growing evidence that she's losing her grip, and eventually, there will be no hiding it. And yet, there's still a tragic beauty in the way she clings to hope. Deep down, Portia doesn't want to lose anyone. She wants to heal, to trust, to love without fear. But the war inside her mind won't let her rest. Every day is a battle between reason and paranoia, between love and fear, between stability and collapse. This is the slow burn of madness. It's not about grand theatrics. It's about the quiet moments, the thoughts that won't stop, the doubts that eat away at peace of mind. Portia Robinson is walking a tightrope, and with each passing week, the rope frays just a little more. The question is not whether she's descending, it's how far she'll fall before someone realizes she needs help. And if no one does? Then what begins as whispers in the dark could soon become the roar of full-blown madness, leaving destruction in its wake, and forever changing the lives of everyone around her. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.